Greetings, dear friends. Today we find ourselves far from the noise of the city, cradled by the quiet arms of nature. In this tranquil corner of Azerbaijan, where the hills roll like old lullabies and the wind smells of earth and wood smoke, we're about to cook something truly special. Juicy beef tails, slow cooked in a firewood oven, the kind of dish that speaks not just to the stomach, but to the soul. A meal born from patience, flame, and tradition. All right, first things first, let me grab a few cherries from the garden. These are perfectly ripe right now, sweet just the way I like them. Next up, eggplants. Look at these. Shiny, firm, ready for the fire, and I've got some beautiful tomatoes too. Can't imagine this dish without them, especially today. Everything we need is right here. This is how I like to start. Simple, fresh, straight from the garden. Let's get cooking. Now, a few green bell peppers. Can't skip these. Just the right kick of flavor for what I've got in mind. You know, there's something satisfying about picking them yourself. No noise, no rush. Just you, the plants, and a plan for dinner. If you're into this kind of cooking, slow living, and village vibes, check out my Instagram. I share more behind the scenes, moments, garden tips, and of course recipes you won't find anywhere else. You might be wondering, why beef tails? Well, here's the thing. It's not your usual pick, I know. But that's exactly why I love it. There's something so deeply rewarding about the way it transforms during cooking. Slowly, gently, until the meat just slips off the bone. It's full of depth, full of character. It's the kind of ingredient that doesn't shout, but it definitely sings. Now, these parts of the animal, often overlooked and dismissed, are actually some of the most flavorful cuts. They've carried the weight, worked the hardest, and because of that, they hold so much richness in flavor. When cooked low and slow, they release this incredible depth of taste that you just can't get from the more popular cuts. It's a reminder of how important it is to respect every part of the animal. Beef tails, while often overlooked, are packed with nutrients that make them a real treasure. From a nutritional standpoint, they're rich in collagen and gelatin, which play a key role in supporting joint health, improving skin elasticity, and promoting a strong gut. The slow cooking process helps break down this collagen, transforming it into a rich, velvety broth that not only nourishes the body, but also rewards you with a deep, soul-satisfying flavor. If you're loving the vibe, I'd be thrilled if you'd subscribe and join me for more delicious adventures. Symbolically, the tail has always represented hard work and resilience in many cultures. It's the part of the animal that's been in constant motion, serving as a reminder of the strength and determination needed to thrive. Historically, beef tails were a staple in many rural and traditional cuisines because they were seen as a valuable yet humble part of the animal. In times of scarcity, using every part of the animal wasn't just about being resourceful, it was about respect. The tail, with all its connective tissue, tells a story of endurance and survival. Cooking beef tail is a practice rich in tradition across various cultures, each bringing its own unique flair to this flavorful cut of meat. In Uzbekistan, beef tails are often used to make a hearty version of plov, pilav. The tails are simmered for hours with rice, vegetables, and spices, creating a rich, flavorful broth that soaks into the rice. Meanwhile, in Mexican cuisine, beef tail is the star of a comforting and aromatic soup. Sopa de cola de res is a popular dish that highlights the tender, gelatinous qualities of the beef tail. There are countless dishes made with beef tail, and I'll be telling you about them as we go. And by the way, if you're passionate about cooking like I am, you know the importance of having the right tools in your kitchen. That's why I trust the knives I handcraft myself. These knives aren't just about cutting, they're about precision, durability, and the feeling of control with every slice. Check out my shop now and grab yours. Quality that speaks for itself. Scan the QR code to discover the perfect knife for your kitchen. Let's get back to the beef tail and take a quick trip to the Caribbean. In Jamaican cuisine, beef tail, often referred to as oxtail, is cooked in a way that reflects the island's bold flavors and rich spices. The tail is browned to lock in all that deep savory flavor before being slow cooked in a stew with allspice, ginger, and the fiery kick of Scotch bonnet peppers. This creates a deliciously spicy, tangy sauce that clings to the tender meat. Typically served with rice and peas, the dish is a comforting favorite that's perfect for any occasion, loved for both its complex flavor and melt-in-your-mouth texture. The stew is not just a meal, it's a celebration of Caribbean soul. In every culture, the way beef tail is cooked speaks to the heart of the people who make it. Whether it's in a spicy Caribbean stew, a soothing Korean soup, or a rich Uzbek plov, the beef tail continues to prove that there's something truly special in using every part of the animal. Now, let's turn our focus closer to home. In Azerbaijan, the way we cook beef tail has its own unique twist, deeply rooted in centuries of tradition. One of the most beloved dishes is carco, a robust soup made with beef tail, rice, and a mix of aromatic herbs and spices like a coriander, garlic, and saffron. The beef tail, with its tender, gelatinous texture, creates a broth so flavorful that it's almost a meal in itself. Another cherished dish is cuvette, which we're trying to recreate today. The beef tail is slow cooked in a clay pot with tomatoes, onions, and a mix of seasonal vegetables. This method of cooking locks in all the flavors, allowing the meat to become incredibly tender, almost falling off the bone. The result is a rich, savory stew that's perfect for those chilly nights when you want something hearty and comforting. It's traditionally served hot, often accompanied by a side of rice or freshly baked bread, making it a meal that not only nourishes the body but also brings families together, especially during the colder months or festive occasions. If you're enjoying this journey with me, don't forget to hit subscribe. Let's keep sharing these tasty moments together. Alright, now I'm curious, what other hidden gems have you discovered in the world of meat? Any dishes that use parts of the animal you wouldn't usually think of? Let me know in the comments. I love hearing about unique traditions and recipes. Whether it's the beef tail or other cuts like tongue, heart, or even tripe, there's so much more to meat than the usual steaks and chops we're used to seeing. For example, in some cultures, the heart is considered a delicacy, packed with flavor and perfect for grilling or stewing. And let's not forget about organ meats, liver, kidneys, and the like. They're full of nutrients and have such a rich taste when prepared right. Before we wrap things up, don't forget to follow me on Instagram for even more behind-the-scenes fun and sneak peeks into what's cooking next. You'll get exclusive content, quick tips, and maybe even some live cooking sessions. I'm really passionate about reviving some of these forgotten cuts and making them shine. I mean, think about it. These are parts of the animal that carry so much flavor and character. And the more I experiment with them, the more I'm learning that it's not just about being adventurous in the kitchen. It's about celebrating food in its entirety. Nothing goes to waste. Alright, now that everything's prepped and looking delicious, let's slide this tray into the oven and let it work its magic. Set the timer for 30 to 40 minutes. During this time, all those flavors will melt together and the meat will become perfectly tender. Alright folks, let's take a little break from all the meat talk and slow down for a moment. It's tea time. While I'm brewing this tea, I like to reflect on the process. We often brew it with a little sweetness, sometimes adding some herbs from the garden. It's not just about the taste, it's about the time spent with it. When you brew your own tea, using ingredients from your surroundings, it feels like you're getting a little taste of the land. There's a certain magic in that. Loved what you saw? Smash that subscribe button so you never miss a tasty update. Trust me, there's plenty more where this came from. Let's take this tray out and see how our creation has turned out. Just look at that golden, perfectly roasted goodness. The smell is absolutely irresistible. I can feel the excitement building up. Now, we're just about ready for the grand reveal. And guess what? The kids are coming. Their laughter fills the air as they run to the table. There's something magical about sharing a home-cooked meal with the ones you love, especially when it's something this delicious. I can already hear them asking for seconds. Just look at that juicy broth bubbling up. It's like liquid gold, packed with all the flavors we've been building up. The richness, the depth, it's all there, soaked into every tender piece of beef tail. As the kids gather around, eager to dive in, you can almost feel the anticipation. There's something so comforting about a hearty meal like this, especially when the broth is this luscious and flavorful. You can see it clinging to every bite, every piece of beef tail. Trust me, you won't want to miss out on this. Grab a bowl, dip your bread, and savor the moment. It's food that warms the soul, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. Every bite of this veggie stew with beef tails is a little celebration of flavor. The beef tail, so tender it falls apart with a touch, rich and full of heart. And the veggies, they're not just filler. From sweet carrots to tangy tomatoes, each adds its voice to this delicious symphony. Well, that's it for today's tasty adventure. I hope you enjoyed joining me in the kitchen and maybe even picked up a few cooking tips along the way. Remember, food is not just about ingredients. It's about the love and laughter we sprinkle in along the way. Until next time with Wilderness Cooking.
Kanalımıza destek olmak istəyirsinizsə, online mağazamızdan xüsusi bıçaq və ya taxta qablarımızı əldə edə bilərsiniz. Mağazanın linki videonun altındakı təsvirdə var. Super!